We're going to hear some wisdom from Johnny Chavez. Oh! Let's see him sweating already. Sound good.
Teenager.
I'm a little nervous again. All right. I just want to say today I'm thankful for Father Gray's vision of hope, kinship, and love. I'm also thankful for my family, but most of all, I'm thankful for myself. And why I say that, because, you know, the lifestyle I lived, we didn't accept change. You know, change was like weakness. But today, I opened up my mind and my heart and accepted change. You know, I was a broken child since a young age. I went through a lot. I mean, those of you who heard my story know what I've been through. I ran with broken kids, just doing broken things. And you know, I'm thankful today that I gave change a chance and stopped being selfish, because I was selfish for a long time, but it was because I had nothing, you know. I had no family, and family that I did have, you know, wasn't too much around. I mean, I've been through a lot with the change process. Those of you who heard my story before know I had a sister. I had an older sister. Me and my sister, you know, going back a little bit, me and my sister, because I'm the only boy. Me and my sisters were real close since a young age. I'm not going to go into my story, but I'll give you guys a brief breakdown. Growing up, you know, my mother was killed when I was around 2. My dad's sister, my aunt, took me in, and as a young kid, I looked at her as a mother figure. Years went by, she got caught up in her addiction, and she ended up getting murdered in a motel. By then, my grandmother, my dad's mom, took us in. She raised us, but she was already deep in her heroin addiction. And you know, growing up, it was a little rough. Me and my sisters, you know, we were like 5th, 6th grade. After school, we would have to go to the market, steal food, whatever we had to do to eat, because my grandmother was deep in her addiction in those times. And so we did what we had to do, because we weren't going to starve, you know. I mean, my sisters ain't involved in no gangs or nothing like that, but I mean, growing up, I mean, they were gangster, you know. I had a lot of good moments with them. I seen them do a lot of shit, jumping girls, doing whatever they were doing, you know. But we always had our back at the end of the day, you know. But as I got older, I went my own route, and I didn't want them to be a part of that gang lifestyle, so I left them alone, and I just ran and did my own thing. But, you know, running the streets and everything, I was filled with a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of disappointments. And I had nothing, so I was just full of, fuck it, you know, do what I gotta do. I ended up going to prison at 18 because I was running on the streets wild. I turned a 2-year sentence to almost 10 years. When I went to prison, it humbled me, but it turned me into a whole nother monster, you know? And I just built up a lot of hate, a lot of anger, and I ended up getting out. I had a son, but I wasn't a father figure at that time. I was still doing my thing after I got out the first term. So I just told his mom, you know what, just, you know, go your own way, meet someone else, because I ain't ready for none of that. And I gave all that up. And I pushed a lot of good people away that you know, had a lot of love for me, but I didn't love myself, so how can I love anybody else? So I pushed everybody away. I pushed everybody away, caught another term, did my thing, got out, and today, you know, I was ready to change my life around, but I still hold it in a lot of demons. I still hold it in a lot of anger. Those of you that did and have heard my story, eventually one of my older sisters, she was murdered. And that never sat right with me. But I know at that time, there was decisions I had to make that were gonna make or break the whole change process. I made the right decisions at the end of the day. I knew what was best for me and what was best for my sons. But things still never sat right. But you know, I caught this COVID not too long ago, and I had a dream. It was a crazy dream, but I guess it was something that I needed to set free the demons I had inside. I'll share with you the little dream that I had. My sister, she called me on the phone. I answered the phone. She called me John, that's what they used to call me. I mean, I had so many things to ask her, but she told me, you know what? She's happy and she's free. And then she told me to live my life free. And I wanted to ask her so many questions, but I woke up from this dream and I was disappointed. But at the end of the day, I was just gonna ask fucked up questions like, who did this to you? Why did that happen? But I guess some things like that are left to be alone, you know, left to be let alone. But I pondered on that dream, like, what does all this mean? But I realized at the end of the day, what she meant was she's free and she's happy from her addiction. She was so far in her addiction, she didn't want to live no more. She didn't want to get high, but she didn't know how to stop. So when she told me to live my life free, I'm living my life free today. I'm not in prison. I got no plans of going back. I freed myself from my inner demons. I freed myself from the anger I hold. I freed myself from a lot of things that I was holding in. And now I can live my life free, knowing that she's happy, that she's free from whatever she was going through and free from whatever she was going through at those moments. I just want to tell everybody here, you know, I mean, we all got certain things we hold in, but what I learned right here being at Homeboys is that we got to let it out. If we don't let it out, we're going to hold that in, and it ain't good, you know. And I hold it a lot of things for over 25 years, you know. And I believe everything happened for a reason. Now, you know, today and tomorrow, I'll live my life free, you know. Everybody have a thankful,